everybody, and welcome.
Welcome.
Visible Lady of Faith, and this is
Her better half.
And today we're going to discuss a Sunday school lesson entitled Ceaseless Love for Sunday, July the 7th, 2024.
Hey.
Today we're going to talk about
Ceaseless love.
3 points
Ceaseless love.
that we have extrapolated from today's text in Lamentations.
3 what?
Huh?
Lamentations 3:16-24.
Oh yeah.
Come on, keep up.
Okay. Lamentations chapter 3 verses 16 through 24.
Yep.
So the 3 points that we're going to talk about, how do they connect to us today, or how do we relate to them today? So like we mentioned, I think it was time before last, about how we like to discuss the lesson.
3 points we talk about: despair, bitterness, and ceaseless
make it relatable
love.
for us today.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 3 points that we have chosen to talk about are despair, bitterness, and ceaseless love.
Yeah, come on now.
Okay, so what does despair mean? Despair means to lose hope. Why lose hope? Yeah, I think the one of the biggest things of why we lose hope is the events of the world today. Hoping for a better world, but we don't know if and when that's going to happen. Well, I don't understand why things are the way they are.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, people so get discouraged with the politicians, even the churches, organization, leadership is what they're... Because if leadership is right, and we're talking about food prices and stuff, it's fine.
Pastors,
pastors, presidents, politicians, salespeople.
People on pedestals, I don't know. I think we're setting ourselves up for disappointment.
Yeah, but before we jump too deep into that, let's give a little bit more background, because in Lamentations, we don't know who the author is for one. They got a hint it could have been Jeremiah. And this is a poem, because what you do is poetry. And you can tell they were going through some changes, because, like the 3 topics that we picked is despair, bitterness, and ceaseless love. I mean, this is a person that's having problems with things that were going on at that time, and I can relate to it myself personally, because some of the same things is going on today. So nothing has changed way back 1,000 or so years ago and today. So we're still having these issues. So I don't know what that means when they say make America great. There's so much chaos and confusion that's going on. That's what's causing this despair, losing hope. Right. Just so much chaos and stuff going on. People say, I'm frustrated, I'm not going to even go out and vote, which would be a mistake. And that's exactly what they want you to do.
Okay. Number 2 is bitterness. And bitterness is like distasteful or distressing to the mind. So I think bitterness is kind of related to despair. We're
are you bitter?
In a way, we like pain and suffering, which can affect the body or the mind. No, I'm not bitter.
You're not upset about the politics? You're not upset about where the world's going?
It's like I'm kind of frustrated.
So you want to give another word to say you're not bitter?
I'm frustrated with it. Yeah.
You're frustrated with it.
And I'm feeling some type of way about it, because it's like,
you're feeling some type of those diplomacy words.
It's like, when will things get better? When will things get better?
Yeah, people are getting bitter. That's why the country is divided. Because, I don't like the way your point of view, and I don't want to listen to you, and I think this law should be in place. That's bitterness. And bitterness leads to what? Wars.
War. But like I heard somebody say, like, war is not the only resolution to disagreements.
Yeah.
There's diplomacy. So there's other things that we can do to work things out and to try to get along.
And it's also, you got to keep in mind, too, when you're going down these paths, it's a time for everything.
Yeah.
Because maybe it is time for a war, because the country's so divided. And guess what? When they get tired of hurting each other, they say, oh, this is not going to work. And what is that song? War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
That's true. Nothing.
But guess what? We're in a different kind.
Lives.
But you got a different. No, see, it's a different kind of war.
That's it.
It's a different kind of war.
Yeah.
Because it'd be a cyber war.
Yeah.
It could be going here, you don't have to fire a bullet. You can kill a whole neighborhood by cutting off all its resources that are going inside of it.
Yeah.
It's all kinds of way of firing a bullet. It could be a political bullet.
Yeah.
It could be a word bullet.
Yeah.
It could be a law put in place.
Question, you probably answered some of it already. Why be bitter, and what do we have to be bitter about? So we have
Well,
a lot of things to be bitter about.
I-
Injustices, corruption, lies, dishonesty,
well,
indifference.
I'm going to tell you something that I can understand why people are bitter, because they can't have their, what do they say, can't have the cake and eat it too. In other words, there's some people that want, to go back to the 50s. Oh, it was a great time. It was a great time for you. Why? Because you were the one, the top feeder, and you didn't care about what was on the bottom. Okay? And the people that's on the bottom, they're trying to rise up. They're trying to, get a better life. So how you can't start having a better anything when your whole views, it should include everybody.
So the third point is
ceaseless love.
So it's kind of
The best example
challenging.
is we get married for something so it's ceaseless. We haven't ran out of love yet.
To have ceaseless love is kind of challenging, because how do you continue to love in the midst of all this unfairness and all this indifference and all this greed? But I think one thing that it does teach us is to have patience and to have faith in believing that eventually, we don't know when, but God is going to help us work these things out.
See, this is the thing.
What?
Ceaseless love. My role model is Jesus Christ, because what he went through, what he did, because the things that he was crucified for, things he did not do. So it's a good example for me. So if I went and robbed the bank, and because I think that I'm privileged, I should get off because I'm privileged, which Jesus Christ didn't know how to rob a bank. He did no wrong. But I was not even saying I was done. No, it ain't. You're not done. You're still helping to guide them through this. Yeah.
Okay, with that being said, we'll bring this discussion to a close. And don't forget our 3 points that we tried to talk about and explain: despair, bitterness, and ceaseless love. Cease means do not stop. Just never give up. So with that being said, don't forget to subscribe, and share this video.
Yep.
And we will see you next time.